In this video, I explore the coast of Oregon and California from Newport to San Francisco. There's a lot to see, so let's go. This is something you don't have to put up with in North Carolina. We got all the seals out here on the docks just making a racket. We got the Yaquina Head Lighthouse. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's the best I got. Okay, the lighthouse is located literally in a house that's 2 stories high with the light perched on top. Here's the stairs coming up from downstairs and the final steps going up to the lighthouse, which is up there. We're looking straight up at the base of the lighthouse, and this is where the steps would be to go up, and here are the steps to get up here. It's on the 3rd floor of the house. Trying to get back down these steps without falling. And we've got a nice view out the front here. More little bedrooms and sitting rooms. And a view out the front door, or out the front window.
Oregon congressmen were successful in lobbying for the construction of a lighthouse at the entrance to Yaquina Bay. In 1869, the lighthouse era along the central Oregon coast began.
Gale warning last night, whipping the ocean into a frenzy. So it's all foggy and hazy this morning. Got a lot of foam on top of the water. Not that crystal clear blue pretty view that you want. We're going to do a tour of the lighthouse here.
There's a couple of women that manned, pardon the expression, lighthouses for 40 years.
Oh, really?
And they wanted them to be, theoretically, to be married, because if something happened to the lighthouse keeper, then the family could take over. Back in, it was early in 1852, they were having trouble. You know.
For Santa sits?
I'm sorry?
For Santa Claus sits?
Yeah, I think they tried to, volunteers, they wanted me to put on an outfit.
Yeah, there you go.
City. So now the light refracts, I call it, bounces around, hits the bullseye magnifies the light, and shoots it out more horizontal. They didn't really tell me I needed to know all that.
I continue to check out every side road to see where it went. South of Port Orford, I decided to check out a forest road that led to McGribble Campground. The further I went, the worse it got. Finally, the sign said road closed ahead. I thought, great, I'll get stuck with no place to turn around and have to back out. I finally got there and had to break off a limb to get to my site. Next morning, I found a much-needed car wash. I finally found a good viewpoint to pull over. The haze burned off so we can actually see the rocks and see the ocean and everything now. It's a beautiful little spot to stop. I explored another forest road, but there were a few homeless encampments, and I didn't want to appear to be adding to the problem, so I went to the Brookings Elks Lodge for the night. I spent 5 days in Brookings between street camping and the Elks Lodge and got into the routine of grabbing a coffee and breakfast on my way to the harbor to hang out for a while or go out exploring north or south along the 101. Well, this has been my view this morning. I parked here at Branson Carlton's viewpoint north of Brookings, Oregon, and spent a couple hours working on the computer, updating my website, just hanging out and enjoying the waves and the view. Coast Guard's doing some training today. These ships left out of here an hour or two ago, both under power. So I imagine they've gone out to practice towing vessels in that need a hand. I was surprised to see people living right up to the edge of the Redwood State and National Forest. I'm in the Redwoods National Forest, and this is the Stout Grove Loop Trail. Trees are absolutely huge. Got a little ways to go. This is easily 4 feet tall, so this is a small one. I've seen and heard about the Redwood Forest my entire life. I came through here in 2018. I drove through. I didn't get out to see much. I didn't have good information on where to go, what to see, and so much of the area was closed due to fires, then rains, then mudslides. It's almost December. This is a good time to come because there's no crowds, plenty of parking. There's only been 4 other people on the trail that I've run into. So I've got good directions for places to go and places to camp and things to see. So I'll be spending a couple of days driving through here. One thing's for sure, this early morning light is gorgeous. Oh, there's a clear view all the way up to the top of this one. We had some big trees in North Carolina, but nothing like this. Okay, supposedly this is the biggest one in the grove. That's why the platform's built up around it, to protect it a little bit. Oh, if this timber right here is 6 feet across, probably closer to 7, that gives you an idea of how big the tree is. And I can't even see the top of it. I got to be careful walking along here, because if I step off the edge of the trail while I'm trying to take a picture, not paying attention, I'll tumble all the way down there to the bridge, to the road. And I probably won't feel very good when when I crawl the rest of the way down or climb back up. The light in here is just amazing. You can hear the water down in the valley there, and otherwise it's still quiet. Pretty neat with the path going right through the trees. This is definitely a titan here. That's a huge tree, 2 of them. I think we found the grove of the titans. These are huge. 2 and 3 of them growing together. Got to duck and hunch down to get through there. So I talked to some people and they said that this is a out and back trail, not a loop. So it goes out to Grove of the Titans, so that is an official place. And then we turn around and come back the same way we went in. And we're about halfway there. It's maybe another half mile. So I made it this far, I might as well make it all the way. This is 3 or 4 trees all growing together as one with a big side shoot coming out. Well, the sign said this is the Grove of the Titans, so let's walk along here and see how far the path goes and where it takes us. Well, there's 2 growing up together with a tree having fallen right between them. Okay, that was pretty neat. That was the Grove of the Titans. I've got this nice metal grate walkway along here to protect the forest from erosion of many footsteps. Again, the light is just amazing. Way down here in the forest is dark. The sun is streaming through the trees. It's just beautiful. I've had a busy day today. I drove all the way through the redwoods forest, hiked out to the Grove of Titans, and then drove 6 miles out this dirt road to get to this oceanfront campground here. I'll give you a view of that back the other way. And so it's been a fun day. Got to see a lot, got to do a lot. Spent last night in Brookings, Oregon, at the Elks Lodge there, Brookings, Oregon Elks Lodge. And it's been cold the last couple of nights, so instead of running the diesel heater, I thought I'd plug in and give me a chance to dump and get water and everything before I got on the road to more remote areas. And that's what this is. It's more of a remote area. Yeah, I managed to hit a gas station and top off with $6.09 a gallon diesel. just down the road a little way, so I've got plenty of fuel, plenty of food, got everything that I need. And I'm gonna stay here for one night, maybe two. Depends on how much sightseeing I get done tomorrow. I'm gonna walk out here to the beach right now and get a view back toward the land. They call this Gold Bluffs, I believe. Gold Bluffs State Park. It's a combination state park, national park. They both kind of coexist somehow. So I used my senior pass to get in for $17.50 instead of the usual $35 they were going to charge. I wasn't expecting to pay anything. I thought this was a free or semi-free or something campsite, but that's okay. Listening to the ocean will be nice, and it's worth it to be right here on a fairly desolate stretch of beach. The sun's getting ready to go down, so got a few clouds. Hopefully we'll have a nice sunset. And this is where high tide came up, right here. Don't know if you can see that, but that's where the wet and the dry line is. We got to get a picture of the bluffs here. Isn't that pretty? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 5 other campers out here besides me. I left Brookings this morning about 9:30. Drove about 20 miles down to a Redwoods Visitor Center. Got maps and directions from there, and continued on down through the redwood forest, stopping in a couple places to get out and hike. This is the Fern Canyon Trail. I should be looking for ferns this morning. There's a few big ones around. Don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting just a canyon of ferns that were in pristine condition, beautiful to photograph. But these look like they're worn down, trampled down. Winter's got them beaten down a little bit. Lots of moss and stuff. The loop trail was supposed to be 1/10 of a mile. I hope that's coming up, but I wasn't paying attention to signs, so maybe it'll get better. Well, if this is Fern Canyon, I don't have my waterproof shoes on for a dry crossing. I could maybe jump across a couple of gravel beds, but eventually I would land in the water. So I don't know if this is a trail or just a creek coming down here. There's a trail over there that says its name and distances, but still I can't get across the water to it. And I don't see that there's a trail down this way to a bridge or any kind of crossing. So this might be the end of the trail. So much for Fern Canyon. Not the spectacular hike experience I was expecting. This is just a trail, looks like somebody blazed. No signage. Pretty much doesn't go anywhere. There's cautionary signs over here, which I think is saying off limits, don't go this way. So let's see what that's about. Bog area, stay out. Okay, noted. Guess it's time to head out and explore some more of the redwood forest and drive on toward Eureka, which is my next planned stop. I discovered their stash of footbridges here to put across the creek for people to hike up the trail. I guess they've been taken up and collected for the winter. So that's what happens when you come off season. You don't get to do everything, but the bonus is I got the campground and the trail to myself. There's always something left over to come back next time. So I guess this will be a next time visit. To hike up Fern Canyon. And maybe in the meantime, get me some good waterproof boots. All right, here's the cliffs. I called them cliffs, but they're referred to as bluffs. Looks like layers of rock and sand and shell. Pretty interesting makeup. I continued driving south on the 101 to Eureka for lunch and a visit to the local brewery, then off to the Moose Lodge for the night. Next morning, I took on some of the most remote parts of California coast that they call the Lost Coast. This is Shelter Cove, a place called Black Sands Beach. I left Eureka this morning and drove out to the ocean, a place called Beach Rock. It was just a huge rock. But I took a couple pictures there and drove on down the ocean and had to turn inland to get to Shelter Cove. And from Shelter Cove, you can't go anywhere but back inland. So I'll be heading in probably in the morning. I'll find somewhere out here to stop where I can spend the night. I checked out the BLM campground 6 miles inland in daylight, then returned to the local brewery and restaurant for dinner. Finally made it to the ocean on Highway 1, headed toward Fort Bragg in California. There's a little beach access road pulls off over there and brings you down to this spot right here, down on the beach, where you could fish or camp or do whatever you wanted to do. This would be a nice little find if I was looking for a place to spend the night. Nice view down the beach from here. Mendocino was a surprisingly cute, small town on the edge of the ocean. Touristy, yes, but full of historic buildings from a bygone era. The further south I got towards San Francisco, the more bikes were on the narrow 2-lane roads. I'm lucky I didn't run up on one in a blind curve and have an accident. People out in the rain taking pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge in the fog. I can't see a thing. I don't know what they expect. I'm sitting in my van, having a cup of coffee, working on the computer, waiting for the rain to clear out. And if it doesn't, I'll come back another day. In case the rain doesn't completely clear out, this might be the best we get. That's all for this trip.